What is going on, guys? Marcus here with the Reformation Woodshop, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to break down and process a pallet for woodworking. Pallets have been used for DIY furniture forever now, for like forever. And to be completely honest, they're an okay source of lumber if you're just starting out, obviously, because they're free. And if nobody's ever told you, there is a right and a wrong way to handle pallets in order to get your lumber. Because this channel is a professional documentation of doing things the wrong way channel, I know exactly what I'm doing. So straight out the gate, you want to start by sourcing your materials at the highest quality that you possibly can. Just because a pallet has a few good boards on it doesn't mean you should take it home. It's about your ROI. You want to find the best possible pallets that have the most amount of slats on them. Most businesses get all of their products on pallets, and sometimes all you gotta do is ask them if you can have them, and they'll give them to you. I have used hammers and tiny pry bars, screwdrivers, big crowbars, but I find that the easiest, most efficient way to tear apart a pallet is to use something with a little bit more muscle, and that's a circular saw. So the first thing we're gonna do is score a straight line across these boards so that we can make sure we get a nice, beautiful, crispy cut. After that, obviously using safety glasses, we're gonna take the circular saw or jigsaw, if that's what you have, and cut across the line we made on the left side and then on the right side. You can use a jigsaw or even a hand saw if you want, but the point is, you should be cutting your boards off of the pallet. After that, the process is so easy, sometimes these boards just remove themselves. Because these boards aren't nailed down on their top and bottom, it's really easy to get that hammerhead underneath the middle section and get your leverage in there and just pop them straight off the pallet. Easy! I'm the smartest person you know! Don't let anyone lie to you. This is the easiest method that exists to remove pallet boards from pallets. You see that? You don't gotta deal with all of that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 nails. Just chop them off. Same process on the back, obviously. Look at all of these good, squared up edged, viable boards. And all I have to do is come in and remove a couple of nails in the middle. Most pallets come with that 2x4 runner on the inside that has the little cutouts for the forklift. I'm not a fan of these pieces, but if you want to stack them up and make a project out of them too, you can do that. When it comes to removing nails, there are several fancy ways you can do that, but all you need is a hammer and a table. Or your fingers if you're me. Set that bad boy down on the edge of the table, straighten out your nails so that you can make sure they go straight back through that board, and get to smacking. After that, if they didn't shoot out and fall on the grass, flip that board over and pull them out with the claw side of your hammer. And you know, because you've harvested 20 boards, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Pro tip when it comes to pulling nails that I learned from my friend Kenneth: if you can't pull a nail out of a board with brute strength, all you have to do is lift your hammer up, slide a board right underneath it. That way you get more leverage, aka torque strength, brute strength, whatever you want to call it, and the nail should pop right out quick and easy. All right, so we've got our lumber, we've got the most pristine cuts off of it. There's only about 3 holes and the entire board, and a good percentage of you guys would say, we're done, we did it. The material is ready for the project. But that's exactly what this video is addressing. If your processing of pallet wood stops at just retrieving it from the pallet, you are wrong, all right? You're making us all look bad. There are many, many, many more steps to take to make this board look pristine and perfect. So the next step in this process to making a perfect pallet board for a perfect pallet project is something that most people skip, and that is taking them and making a straight, beautiful cut end on the table saw. When you're doing this, you want to make sure and eyeball your pallet wood as best as possible. Find the straightest, flattest side, run that right up against your fence, cut off the rougher, bumpier side, and then flip it over, and then cut the other side so that it's parallel with the side you just cut. And like earlier, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. You can't be afraid to clamp and glue up some boards that are splitting. I've got a big wide board here that I really want to use. It's got some nice character, grain, and thickness, which you don't always find in pallet wood, but it's got a big crack in it. I'm going to sneak some glue all the way in and down that crack, clamp it up, and look at that. I'm gonna have a nice clean board. Looky there. You would have never known it was split and glued up. Perfectly usable board. Next step is what you do prior to building anything, and that is sand every single piece of material that you have harvested. You absolutely could send these boards to a planer or drum sander, but pallet wood always has hidden metals inside of it, so I would just sand with an orbital sander. You never know what's been on the pallet that you've sourced, and even though I'm outside with my sander, I'm still gonna be using my respirator, and you should too. We're gonna start with 80 grit because most pallet wood is very beat up and splintery, so we're gonna beat that down, and then after the projects that we make are done, we're gonna sand the standard 100 grit to 220 grit. Let's see if I've done a good job. Oh, good. I would have never done that before. I would have gotten 1,000 splinters. All right, now look at that. If your excuse is, oh no, I can't sand it, that'll ruin the character of it. You're just being lazy, all right? Do the job, and you'll still get nice, cool characteristics from your wood. You'll have the splits integrated, you'll have the beat up marks, you'll have knots and all that stuff, and you can still make a cool project out of it if you do it right. At this point of the video, we are right at the finish line of having the best quality lumber that a pallet can offer. So now these boards have 4 straight edges. It's as square as we possibly need. If you had a jointer, you could have done this job better, but I don't have one. And if you're working with pallet wood, you also probably don't have one. So now the goal has been accomplished. These boards can come together and you will see no light in between. Like I said earlier, a lot of folks rip them off of a pallet, staple them to a wall, glue them together, and make a little planter out of them. That's not what we're on about, all right? We're trying to make the most beautiful project possible with the cheapest material possible. Pallet wood doesn't mean it's gotta be garbage. Listen, this video was more about me than you. I made a lot of stuff from about 2015 to 2000 I don't want to talk about how deep it got that I didn't put enough time and effort into in relation to cleaning up the reclaimed wood I was using. So most of the projects that I made, they're trash now. But if you do put in the time and effort, pallet wood projects can stay in your house forever. Like this coat rack that I've had since about 2014, and this cute little piece of wall decor that my wife painted after I glued it up. If you watched this video and thought to yourself, man, that was so good, how can I give this guy money to repay him? Then you're in luck. I have a lot of stuff listed on my Etsy store that you can buy to support the channel, so head on over to reformationwoodshop.etsy.com to grab something.